Okay, fine. So please listen to today's class with an open mind. Okay. And also, whenever you are having some irritation in your body, in your heart, ask yourself, then there is something that is triggering you, which you need to work on. Hmm? If anything, oh, this is too much, I cannot hear it, it is this and that, that means there is something in you which is not being able to accept sexuality as a very beautiful and a divine phenomenon. Okay. So, but yeah, for mothers, they have to hear first and then share it with their kids based on their appropriate thing. That's why I have sent Khushbu's daughter away. Yeah. So, first of all, sexuality. See, from childhood, what happens is because we don't understand sexuality in a divine light or a proper light, we actually don't know what is right and wrong. And that's why whatever the normal people is following, we follow that and we feel this is the correct way. And we feel anybody going against that means that person is bad, that person is wrong. Osho was called a sex guru, right? He was called, so much of all wrong names were given to Osho because everybody were like sheeps following one trend. And Osho said, no, this is not the trend. This is not trend actually. This is not the correct way. And Osho was called sex guru. But what he really meant, what he really wanted to, many people could not understood because they went with normal. So this is how it is. How can he talk like this? How can he talk about sex like this? How can he openly tell people that you should enjoy your body? Yeah. So let's start from, you know, I also another thing I wanted to say that before I start, Shri M. Do you know Shri M? Very famous. Mahavtar Babaji has many disciples because 2000 3000 साल से बिचारे और वो हमेशा he will always be alive as long as this yug needs him. He said that I will never leave my physical body. So he is a deathless guru. Hmm? If you know about him, he is called the deathless guru. Still 3000, to some say 2000, some say 3000, some say 4000-year old, and he will not leave his body. He is deathless guru. So he has created many disciples, and those disciples are also legends. Imagine, that's why he's called Maha. He's not called Avatar. He's called Maha Avatar Babaji. So one of his disciple was Sri M's guru. Hmm? Maheshwar Nath Babaji, I think his name was. And Sri M, na, is very famous. Do you know Sri M? Living with an Apprentice. He wrote one book. And he's very famous. He's almost like, almost like a very enlightened master, almost like Sadguru Shri Ravi Shankar. His ashram is in Madanpalli, Tamil Nadu. Very famous. And he's also disciple of Maheshwar Nath Babaji. That means Mahavatar Babaji's disciple only. Indirect disciples, like us. So Satsang Society, I think is name in the YouTube. You can search like that. So when Maheshwarnath Babaji, he has left his body, Maheshwarnath Babaji. But when Maheshwarnath Babaji and he were together, and Maheshwarnath Babaji was saying, "Do you see this world? Do you see this world?" And Shyam said, "Yeah, this world is so crazy, na?" Maheshwarnath Babaji said, "They're not crazy. They are too normal." And this world is a product of they being too normal. This whole the mess that the world is in now is because of the product of being too normal. one following another and trying to follow, oh, what is the normal? This is the normal. And all trying to follow normal. And he told him, try to be a little crazy. That's how you will be able to change the world. And that's why you will see many, many enlightened masters were understood wrongly, portrayed wrongly, including Osho. What a great master if he is. If you just hear his audios, you will understand how enlightened he is. Crazy. And you will see also many enlightened masters are crazy because they don't want to follow the norm. They don't want to act like normal people to look normal. They want to feel like they are divine, and every personality has their own way of expressing, and so they express in their own way. Yeah. So Dr. Newton also says that Osho was the, many enlightened people, most of the enlightened people, also enlightened people में भी बहुत problem है, बहुत कुछ वो लोग नहीं बोलते हैं. Many enlightened people are also have problem, little bit closer to enlightenment. They think they only should talk about the nice things of the world, right? But there is something called shadow. Osho was the only person who started talking about shadow, the darknesses that everybody has in our life, the darknesses which needs to be addressed. Hmm? And in Buddhism, it is called human revolution. But your inner darkness, which is not letting you achieve that. So many people used to, many brahmacharis and everything, they used to come to Osho. Huh? And many very big swamis and brahmacharis and many big all these big orange robe people used to come to Osho. And when they used to come to Osho, they used to ask him that, can we talk to you in private separately? And when they used to meet him separately in a room, they would open up in such a way that, I'm studying so much, people respect me so much, people honor me so much, I am this swami of this mutt, I'm this of this mutt, but I don't know why I have so much of sexual urge in my body. It is not going at all from my body. So Osho used to say, you fool, who told you to suppress your sexual urge? Yeah. So understanding now, we sometimes feel spiritual means, oh, Swami means, oh, don't think about that's how, there's this story. Oh, I forgot. I remembered this story. I did not share it in the morning session. There is this story that nun in Europe. It's a true story, okay? So in dream also, if you see that somebody is having intercourse with you in dream, then these nun also have to kill themselves. It's a sin. Hmm? And what used to happen is that many nuns in Europe, they used to dream that in and they and but they used to say that it is the devil has come and tried to, you know make love with them and have intercourse with them, and they had to tell the truth to the main head priest, and they were beheaded or killed after that. So the reason is that if you are suppressing anything, you suppress gets expression. If you are suppressing anything too much, what happens is in dreams it will show off. तुम दिखाने का कोशिश कर रहे हो, मेरे पास मेरे बॉडी में ये फीलिंग नहीं है, मेरे शरीर में ये नहीं फीलिंग है, सप्रेस, आई एम अ नन, आई शुड नॉट थिंक अबाउट इट. But the subconscious mind opens up during your dreams, and it will open up and you will start seeing why didn't anybody see such dreams? Only nuns used to see all this. Devils आए, ये आया, वो आया, आके मेरे साथ बदतमीजी किया and had raped me and whatever that is. They used to see all these because anything, if it is not addressed properly and suppressed, it is going to show off in different ways. It is going to create trouble in the body. Yeah. So let us start with this understanding, and whatever I have learned from all these masters, my own master, my own very, very great master, Dr. Newton, from whom I have taken all the other courses. So, body part. A child's body part is, आप जैसे, there are small kids also here, Khushbu and Madhurima. What are the body parts that you teach your kids? They're small, right? Both your kids are small. Madhurima kids have they started learning body parts? Do you tell them this is eye, this is nose, this is ears? Huh? We also ask them, right? Show
Yes,
show your
yes. Yes.
show your
Uh,
nose.
yeah, she's learning. In school also, they have body parts.
Oh, in school they have. Did you see the picture? Or
No, I haven't seen, but I they have shared in their diary note that body parts has been done in school.
ah, body parts have done in school. But ask her what is a vagina, she will not know. Ask her what is a penis, she will not know. I think you have also not taught her. Okay?
No, no, not I haven't though anything I haven't taught.
Yeah.
Neither the eyes nose.
Yeah. See? This is what we do. From childhood itself, we make ensure that some shame is around that body part. Usko nahi touch karo. Baki sab, Baba, where is your nose? Show it to uncle. Show it to uncle. Your eyes, your teeth, your ears, your nose, your shoulders, where right hand, left hand. The moment it comes to showing a body part, the vagina or the penis, hmm, we shy away. I did one course of you know, Shri Ravi Shankar's advanced course. And there was a meditation for us to enter into any body part. And he was telling, even if it is a vagina and you're seeing it, you have to enter that. Understanding that even if it is a private part, you have to imagine that part and your whole being is entering into that body part. So it is making us feel comfortable. The meditation was to make us feel comfortable and feel divinity in not just in eyes. Eyes, only God has not made these eyes. God has also made the vagina and the penis. Okay. And the moment from the childhood itself, what is happening? Then the child thinks, Mama is teaching me everything. This area, Mama is not teaching me. There is something wrong in that area. That's why she's teaching everything, but not that area. Right, from here anything, have you seen kids को छोड़ा, आपको भी आपका जो प्रिंसिपल है या फिर कोई बॉस है आपको बोले ये मत करना, आपको वही करने का मन करता है. Right, anything you're told, this is, you cannot do this, you cannot look here, you should not do this, the more you're told, the more you feel like doing that. Right, so neither exaggerating nor under, like you are learning all body parts as the divine part. Why can't you also teach your kids as that, as a divine part? From there itself, the kid starts learning it's a divine part. It is not chi that all the other parts I will learn. This part is chi. Okay. That is the first thing that we should do with our kids. From beginning itself, they should be made to feel very much, you know, feel divine about every part of their body. Why only few parts? Yeah. Next is when we watch TV. हम टीवी देखने बैठते हैं, क्या करते हैं? फाइट में, मुझे अभी भी याद है, जॉइंट फैमिली में बैठते थे सब एक साथ में बैठ के, और कोई फाइटिंग सीन लग गया, मार उसको, मार मार, और खून निकाल दे उसका। तब के टाइम में और ज्यादा यहाँ भी तो मूवी देखते देखते हम इतने यूज हो गए हैं, तब सब मिलके ऐसे बोलते थे, मार उसको मार एकदम। अब अभी हमको विलेन अगर समझ में आ गया तो हम लगता था कि मैं ही मार डालू उसको टाइप, सब मिलके एकदम वी आर सेलिब्रेटिंग फाइट्स, खून, ब्लड एंड एवरीथिंग। बट द मोमेंट देर इज someone where there is some love between each other, when there is little intimate, not too much, little kisses and everything, पहले तो फ्लावर ही डाल देते थे एकदम मुंह के सामने ऐसे इतना बड़ा सा, तब भी हम लोग रिमोट खोजने लगते हैं, रिमोट रिमोट रिमोट, चेंज 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 चेंज, समथिंग बैड इज गोइंग टू हैपन, थोड़ा किस हो गया तो ओ माय गॉड, अरे चेंज कैसे चेंज करेंगे, डर जाते हैं कि अभी तो चेंज करना है। All this, when you are doing this, you are making the child understand something bad is happening, something nasty, it is not nice. That's why people are hiding from me. Okay, so first of all, ensure you see an age appropriate, and age appropriate doesn't mean there cannot be even kisses. Even actually Dr. Newton teaches us that the husband and wife, आप लोग अपने बच्चे के सामने झगड़ा कर सकते हो ओपनली, लेकिन एक हग नहीं कर सकते हो, किस नहीं कर सकते हो अपने बच्चे के सामने। And in for a child to feel safe in the house, the child needs to feel safe. When can it feel safe? When he says love between the parents, okay, my parents love so much, they are not going to leave each other. They might feel shy, the child might feel shy, they might feel shy, or my parents are hugging, or just a little kiss happening in between in front of me. But a child gets confidence that my parents, and it is from for them also, it is a learning that my an ideal, they are looking that, oh wow, there is so much of love between the parents, so trauma नहीं हो रहा है। वो जो इतना फाइट का आपने ट्रॉमा दिखा दिया, वो बाद में ट्रांसजेनरेशनल में बोलेगी हाँ मेरे पेरेंट्स भी फाइट करते थे इसीलिए मैंने अपने हस्बैंड को भी अट्रैक्ट किया फाइट करने वाला। तो उसको याद रहेगा, नहीं नहीं मेरे पेरेंट्स फाइट करते थे, देखिए देखो कितना प्यार भी था, that's why I attracted a husband, maybe less than this, I attracted a husband who also loves and nurtures me and adores me so much like my father and my mother did. Yeah, so friends, try to understand, we are not trying to be like, I'm not saying go extreme and this is not, this is, they are wrong, they are, but what is right, scientifically right, and how it is going to improve the child's brain, and how it is not going to create any trauma in the child, and maybe in you also, you have also gone through so much that you might have also gone through a lot of suppression and trauma. Okay, again next is during during the process, जब वो child बड़ा हो रहा है ना, they will have a lot of questioning, they will have a lot of questioning, mama what is this, what is that, they will also have a lot of, they will try to explore their own body parts. तब क्या हो जाता है, मुझे अभी भी पता है, आई रिमेम्बर माय कजिन, very small, she I could see that, she was trying to see, what's there, and others also she was trying to explore and trying to know, and I used to feel she's so bad, huh? Now when I understand, I realized, oh my god, that was her age. We think that, oh my god, পাকা হয়ে গেছে, আমরা আমরা ছোট ছোট কথাতেই না বাচ্চাদেরকে পাকা বলে ফেলি, পাকা হয়ে গেছে, but every age has a way of exploring things. When a child grows a little bit, थोड़ा अंडरस्टैंडिंग हो जाता है, 5-6 साल हो गया एंड एवरीथिंग, आहिस्ता आहिस्ता ना उस चाइल्ड को समझ में आता है कि ये थोड़ा डिफरेंट है, एंड आई सी my friend who is a boy, it is not similar like me. They will compare, they will also ask, mama why does he not have what I have, all these things he will ask. Then you'll say, shut up, you should not, paka hoye gi cheez, beshi beshi. Or maybe they will explore, they will touch, they will try to see what is happening. That is not the time to make them feel shameful, because it is a time for the kids to try to see what's happening, what is my body, like everybody, but there also they are trying to explore. I have a case study of Dr. Newton where he was saying that there was a man, who had extreme sexual urge, adult man. And when there was a research done, they found out that during childhood he was playing with a girl, very small. When he was playing with a small girlfriend of his, both of same age. And I think they were playing with each other's body part और कुछ कर रहे थे, ऐसा कुछ नहीं, बच्चे हैं, कितना कुछ कर सकते हैं. But when the parents came, they actually said, "Such bad! You are so bad! You are doing this and that and everything," and this just created so much of trauma, suppression, and everything. And that's when these people, when they grow up, they grow up. See, I told you about the nun story, two stories, true story of the nuns. You suppress something so much that it comes out in the dreams, and they were killed because they saw dreams like this. Yeah. So we have to understand that it is also okay for kids, on when we understand now, friends, that this phenomena, the body is divine, everything that is made by the divine is divine, money is divine, the thing that we feel nasty, money is not nasty, that's why हमारे पास पैसे नहीं आते, चाहते भी है लेकिन बोलते money is dirty. हाँ, सेम इसमें भी हमको प्लेजर भी चाहिए और फिर बोलते हैं छुप छुप डर्टी भी है, सबके सामने मत बोलो, सबके सामने ये ना करो, वो ना करो. So that is what we have to be very, very, we have to be now look at it in from a different lens, from a divine lens. Okay. So now this is the childhood part. Let's explore now the teenage part. What happens to kids and what can happen if you do not explore this. Okay. So puberty. Puberty is a very, very important time for both boys and girls. And Osho says कि अगर 13 साल की उम्र में, if by 13 years, from 13 years, a child starts experiencing all these things in the body. Hmm? So if the child does not, a boy or a girl does not experience all these things in the body, then it is abnormal. Then there is something wrong with your boy and your girl. But after 13 you will see that they become a little naughty, they will have a little shyness and कुछ कुछ बहुत कुछ बोलेंगे एक्सप्लोर करने का फिर हम फिर कैसे लेबल कर देते हैं, पाका होएगे चीज. हमें हमें सिर्फ एक ही लाइन आता है, पाका इन बंगाली. पाका पाका मीन्स acting too smart. It is still a very innocent child. 13, it's very innocent. That's why out of innocence, it will do or say something which new word it has learned and it will say, and suddenly you'll fall in trouble. Sometimes it is happening with my son, you know. And then he later, Mama, it is not a right word. Like recently I could see that. And what I realized, what happened? Because my husband is, he's not, he's old stream. He has not, he's not got training from these great masters, Dr. Newton, didn't hear from all these masters, Shishi Ravi Shankar, Osho. He is also mainstream. So इनका भी ये है कि टीवी आता था, रिमोट पास में रखो, रिमोट पास, और all this thing. And so I was not able to really, I did a lot for my son, but many things I felt कि नहीं कर पाई हूँ because my husband was there. Okay, he was interfering and whatever it is. But I realized that at this age of 13, if I do not teach him properly, he is going to learn from the wrong people. If I do not guide him what to say, what not to say, what to explore, what not to explore, how to protect himself, how to make sure that he's safe, how to make sure that what are the things it is okay, but not cannot say in public. All these things, what will you do? The first thing, if a kid starts doing, the first thing will paka হয়ে গেছে, but but we are always telling in paka. I was telling my husband was also saying পাকা হয়ে গেছে, আমি বলছি পাকা না, তুমি বলো যে ও জানে না. ওকে তখন পাকা বলবে যে ও সব প্রোজ এন্ড কনস জানে, তারপরে ও করে যাক, নতুন কিছু একটা জিনিস শিখছে and he's exploring and he's trying many other things and he doesn't have any guidance okay, what is right, what is wrong, right? And you won't imagine the moment, I started guiding him. He has just settled down. He has just settled down. The moment I started, I'm your friend, this happens, that happens, Baba. This is what, how you can take care of yourself. This is what you need to do. And don't worry, it is nothing to be feel shameful about. Made him feel very comfortable, celebrate his puberty instead of making him or her feel ashamed of puberty. So, देर आर सो मेनी केसेस, स्पेशली मेन का तो होता ही है, वो तो हमको समझ नहीं आते बेचारे, इमोशन नहीं होता इसलिए दे डोंट एक्सप्रेस. बट विथ women ड्यूरिंग puberty a lot of trauma can happen. I'll tell you how. And with me also, I have found cases. Also in my therapy I found cases. So when a child gets her first when a girl child gets her first menstrual cycle, it is it is very important that the child is told exactly what this is, because the mother herself was in shame कि ये गंदा चीज है, सबके साथ मत बात करो, don't do this, do that and everything, and made to feel very, it is something very secret, not talk. See ना how we do it. Even पीछे लग गया उसमें भी, तुम्हारे पीछे लग गया, careful careful. So many things we do to make that child feels it is something very scary, something very nasty, something very bad. See, most of us were, even without saying, even without our mothers saying anything, we were made to feel it is something we should not, it is a very shameful thing, we should not talk about it outside. Only in south, I don't know Ramya, I don't know Andhra they do or not. In many south they celebrate, in many northeast they celebrate. In Assam it is called Shanti Buya. What a big celebration they create, what a big celebration they create for this. So when, yeah, very big. So there will be other traumas. From that also many things can happen. If your father did not want any more girl child, then also there will, that we will talk about it. But this can create a lot of trauma. What happens is that you are suppressing now. You are, what you are saying is that, oh, nowadays reduced. But what happens is that the moment something happens, your mother said, "Mm, mm, mm, कागज में wrap कर." Or when you go to a pharmacy, the pharmacy wala will make sure it is wrapped with 2 3 layers of papers, and then with a ribbon to make sure कहीं से भी ना देखे आपका pad. So many ways we were made to feel so ashamed of our menstrual cycles, and especially for a lady who has her first puberty, she should feel, oh wow, congratulations, you are now, you are the source of creation. Motherhood is, motherhood happens, starts from here. What a beautiful celebration. This is a celebration of femininity. We don't say all these things to our child, because a child is a child. 13-year-old is also a child, no matter what is happening to our body. Don't think it is a big person, understands everything. It needs to be told correctly what needs to be told. So when that happens, what happens is that the child feels it, I there are experiences, what it will do is that when somebody will say bad bad bad, dirty, this is such a thing, now you got your period, now every month you're going, if not bad, some people will make you scare, if not shame, some people will scare you. Oh my god, now every month you're going to suffer with pain, oh now your suffering has started. Imagine a small child, 13-year-old child, doesn't know anything, and this is what she's hearing from nonsense guidances she's hearing from people. And this child goes through sexual trauma, sexual suppression. She now thinks being a girl is the worst thing that can happen to. Subconsciously, आपको समझ में भी नहीं आएगा. You think, no, 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 I don't think like that. But subconscious level, when we go through therapies, we see in subconscious level the child starts feeling that, oh, being a girl child is the worst thing that can happen. And that's why when you suppress your femininity, your ovaries, your reproductive organs and all these things get affected, what happens, you will develop cyst, polycyst. That's why many people, or many people go through all these things, na, infertility, polycyst. What other things you go through? Huh? So many things, na? Endometriosis. There might be other reason, but this can also be one of the main reason if you have gone through this kind of experience when you had puberty and just after puberty. Okay, when there was nobody to make you feel good and celebrate your puberty. Then not just that, सिर्फ ये नहीं करता है, आपका मिसकैरेज भी करवा सकता है आपको, क्योंकि आप you want a baby at the same time you say femininity is the worst thing in the world, so there is a contradiction in your body. In this contradiction, even if you conceive, sometimes miscarriages will also happen because the body is not feminine, the body is rejecting its feminine nature. The feminine nature is what holds the baby, but the body is now rejecting the feminine nature. What happens, कुछ महीने तक रखेगा वो पेट में, फिर उसके बाद निकाल देगा पेट से। फिर हम रोते पीटते रहते कि हमारे साथ क्यों हुआ है। देखो फ्रेंड्स, ये सब इसी वजह से होता है कि हमने सेक्सुअलिटी को गंदा बना दिया है, गंदा बोलने लगे हैं। सच अ डिवाइन थिंग को हम लोग, वी हैव टैब्यूड इट एज अ वेरी वेरी सिन काइंड ऑफ अ थिंग। The moment we understand the beauty of it, we will stop all these things. Okay. Yeah, and also ensure, friends, when your child attains, even before also, age appropriate guidances you have to keep giving to your own child. Otherwise, somebody else will give. Porn channels will give, friends will give. Yeah, true. But why do you need to miss a period to feel it is important? The question first is that, right? बिकॉज आपको बचपन में आपकी मम्मी ने उसको सेलिब्रेट करना ही नहीं सिखाया है, इसलिए आपको मिस करना पड़ा आपका पीरियड, तभी आप समझे कि ये इतना इंपॉर्टेंट है। एवरी मंथ इज अ सेलिब्रेशन, एन अपॉर्चुनिटी टू फॉर क्रिएशन, व्हाट अ ब्यूटीफुल थिंग इट इज। बाकियों को पूछो ना, जो लोग पेरीमेनोपॉज में जा रहे, क्या हो रहा है हमारा बॉडी फिर से प्रॉब्लम करता है, बिकॉज इतना सुंदर सा एक फेनोमेना फिर हमारा बंद होते जा रहा है। सो दैट्स वाई फ्रेंड्स, आप नहीं सिखाओ। जैसे मैंने देखा है कि ना, मेरे हस्बैंड बहुत रोक टोक, थैंकफुली इज नॉट हियर फॉर एन ईयर, एंड थैंकफुली आई गॉट थोड़ा थोड़ा ना, मेरा बेटे ने कुछ किया है गड़बड़, जिस वजह से आई एम सो हैप्पी। समटाइम्स दैट्स व्हाई आई सेड मेकिंग मिस्टेक इज गुड। I tell my son that your mother is a product of mistakes. Make mistakes, but try to not repeat them, because mistakes make you great people. Fools don't make mistakes. Fools also don't become great because they don't learn. वहीं पे रुके रहते हैं डर के मारे कि मैं गलती करूंगा, नहीं करूंगा, तो फिर सीखते भी नहीं है। So I could see he was making a few mistakes, and the moment I understood he's making mistakes, I realized no, I have not given him proper sex training. I have to now properly sit with him and go step by step what I need to tell him. And this is actually the job. The father should train the son in puberty. The mother should train the daughter in puberty. This is the normal thing. But I know my husband will not do it. He is a product of a lot of trauma, shyness, and shame. So I had to take over this duty. And thankfully, because he's frank with me, we could have a good conversation. Okay. Also, friends, this is Shri Shri Ravi Shankar who says, too much sex also drains energy. Too little sex also drains energy. You will also see, many people who are sexually a little bit abused in the childhood and everything. You will see they have a lot of problem with their own partners to have to when it comes to coming close with their partners, because फिर से sexual suppression हुआ है कहीं पे. That's another trauma. That is not learning sexuality. That's another trauma. But then that is also not right. With that, what happens is when you too much of sex is also, it's not good. That means that also is a trauma. But don't think that acha not good hai, that means I need to suppress it. In spiritual science, especially science, spiritual science, we are dealing with spiritual science, which means that We have to deal it with understanding, not suppression. Nothing helps with suppression. Have you seen the case of Osho's? These swamis used to come to and tell Osho that this is what is happening, because this is a case of suppression. These people were told brahmachari banna hai to suppress karo, aa jao. They were not made to, Osho said, why, Osho said कि तुम, any किसी भी चीज को तुम बहुत, तुमको बहुत फ्रीडम मिल जाए ना, ज्यादातर क्या होता है, फ्रीडम नहीं मिलता है तभी उस चीज के प्रति इंक्विजिटिव नहीं होता है, ट्रॉमा हो जाता है। यहाँ पे फ्रीडम नहीं है, इसको ही मुझे जानना है। दैट्स व्हाई सो मच ऑफ वॉचिंग पॉर्न इज सो मच प्रिवलेंट इन दिस वर्ल्ड, बिकॉज इट इज अ टैबू, टैबू सब्जेक्ट। कोई बात नहीं करता है इसको लेके। But when you talk it in a divine sense, when a child grows in the understanding, it is so divine. They, whenever it is needed, how you have to, help yourself, make yourself, give pleasure to yourself and everything, that is also very natural. Boys, especially, it is so natural for men. There also we put taboo. This is not, self pleasure is not, this is good, this is bad. Why to put so much of this? If you're not releasing, then you know what happens, a lot of fear develops, a lot of anger can develop, lot of, because this chakra, see, कामाख्या को हम इतना पूछते हैं, कामाख्या, कामाख्या में क्या है? सब लोग अभी सेलिब्रिटीज वेलिब्रिटीज सब लोग कामाख्या कामाख्या, एक फोटो तो लगा ही देंगे कामाख्या का, ये देखो मैं कामाख्या में, लाल लाल टीका लगा के कामाख्या में आते हैं। क्या पूजने आते हैं? किसको पूजने आते हैं कामाख्या में? योनि को पूजने आते हैं, वेजाइना। Yeah. So let us see it in what it is, not distort it, not just see it as it is, a normal divine phenomenon, right? So this is what happens. You will see, suddenly you will see that you feel very, these people, when there's too much of suppressing and having traumas and undersexed and everything, you will see these people always have fear. They will be fearful, they will have anger issues, they will have psychological issues, पागलपन का दौरा भी पड़ सकता है। That's what happened to the nuns, right? These are psychological issues only, you are seeing all these things in your sleep, son. So let us understand it, what it is, exactly what it is, not understanding from what people think. I don't care, I really don't care. One day, a small thing, small thing, somebody, and my Ridan just started saying something not a very harmful thing also. Very small. Somebody said, no, 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 don't interfere. You don't talk. No, no, here you don't talk. So I'll talk about inner child, a child's need to also express. This is also a trauma when a child is said you should not express. We will take this topic someday. Okay, that a child needs to have the right to express. वी ऑलवेज से ना, बड़ों के बीच में तुम नहीं बात करोगी। छोटे छोटे चीजों में हम ये सब बोलने लगते हैं, राइट? बट इट इज राइट, हाउ विल ही नो, हाउ विल ही अंडरस्टैंड? Because we have trauma, we are not ready to hear anything, everything we find shame, 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 right? So let's understand now, let us understand the final thing, tantra. Tantra, many people do tantra, and through tantra they attain enlightenment. You have heard about it. What's tantra? Tantra is that through sex they attain enlightenment. Because this the lower part is the part of Shakti, friends. यहाँ पे goddess Shakti बैठती है, जहाँ जिसको आप इतना, the place where you say it is the dirty part, bad part, don't talk about it, this part, that part, that is the part where Shakti stays. This is where Shiva stays, but this is the part of Shakti, right? And it is a very, very powerful part. And even the energy of sexuality is also a very, very intensely powerful energy. If you can channelize during intercourse, if you can channelize the energy towards some intention, towards releasing anything, towards attaining anything you channelize, you are actually manifesting it. This is so powerful. You see it as dirty. men and women having this and that. One is, it is divine. First of all, when it is, I tell my, I had to tell, because he's growing old. I said, Papa, it's such a beautiful thing. When it is done out of love, when two people come together out of love, not out of just, I don't love, I just want body, then it is dirty. At that time, it becomes dirty. Otherwise, when it's just coming out of love, how beautiful it is. See, you were created out of it. Yeah. And when we understand that, it is such a divine phenomenon. I was I was born from my parents' love, right? You were all of you were born from your parents' love. So what is there to be shied about? Yeah. So this is also not just divine, it is also very, not just, pure love coming from parents, but it is also extremely divine. When you are in the peak of the sexual energy, you can manifest anything if you intend towards that. इतना पावरफुल होता है सेक्सुअल एनर्जी. इसलिए बोलते हैं कि इसको अच्छे से अगर चैनलाइज करना सीखो, यू कैन यूज इट टू नॉट जस्ट मैनिफेस्ट, यू कैन यूज इट टू attain enlightenment. That's what the tantra principle does it. Somebody was calling and she was saying, Didi, she when she started my class, huh? In the beginning, she thought, oh, it is such a spiritual class. So she thought, I will tell her that, you know, very good, you did a very good job. I scolded her. She was saying, no, 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 I don't like to do anything with my husband anymore. And I said, what are you saying? It is natural. It is natural. When the kundalini awakens, sometimes the sexual urge goes down, sometimes it goes up. But at the same time, you have to think about somebody's karma, you have to not just be selfish about yourself. There is another life involved. And then I taught her, okay, you don't enjoy, but think it as a divine phenomena. Use it to manifest. I trained her. ठीक है, तुमको enjoy अच्छा नहीं लग रहा है. You are not liking it. Use it to manifest things. When the phenomena is happening, you visualize that you are attaining this, or you are releasing this block from your body. You are releasing this anger, fear from your body. And then, okay, Didi, I will do it from that next time. Yeah. So such a beautiful thing. Let's understand from that beautiful way. Yeah, anybody has any question, or what is it that you have understood today? How, what were you trained and what it really is? हाँ, किसी को बोलना है? आज हमको ज्यादा मेडिटेशन नहीं करना है, आज टॉक ही था ज्यादा. But yes, what is your